Hi, welcome to Simply Simple Life. Today I'm going to be making some soy milk. Soy milk is for people who cannot take dairy milk. This is one of the options. There are many options for people who cannot take any dairy products. I started making soy milk a very long time back when my younger daughter was less than a year old and she developed lactose intolerance. So I had to look for options and soy milk was one of the options. I tried going with the store-bought milk and then some formulas which had soya as a base. I wasn't very happy with it. She wasn't very happy with it. So I decided to make my own. So ever since then, this has been a regular feature in our house. I regularly make soy milk. My daughter has grown out of her lactose intolerance, but still we continue to make this. Soy milk is something which actually requires developing a taste for it. If you're used to drinking, dairy milk or some other type of milk, this will be very different. So it requires some amount of developing a taste for it. We are used to it. I like it. You might like it. So give it a shot. And one more cool thing about making soy milk at home is the pulp. The pulp that you get after making the milk can be used for making something quite delicious. I will share that in another video, but now let's start making soy milk. I've soaked about a cup and a little more of dried soya beans overnight. They've been soaking for around 10 hours or slightly more. First, what we have to do is to remove the peels from the soya beans. So you can see that you can actually take out a peel. So all this will have the peels. So we'll have to remove these from the soybean, and the process is quite easy. Just take soybean in your hand, rub them together like this, and it will start coming out. The peel will come right off. So you can see that the peel will start to float up in the water, and at this stage do this, try to pour out the water so you can get the peels out. If there's any bean floating up, just put it back again and remove just the peels. This will take some amount of time, but it is all worth the effort. You can reuse the same water, again do the same process, and you can get it up. You can also use a filter to actually filter it out. That also works. Now the peels have come off. This is the peels that I got out of washing the soybean. I timed myself. It took me 6 minutes to get the peels off. Although it seems like a lot of time, it is not. These peels can be actually composted. So you can just throw them in your compost and they will turn into lovely fertilizer for your plants. And if you see some peels left, it is okay to have some there, because anyway we will be filtering out the pulp. I'll show you how that's done. So just do your best, see how much of peels you can get them off. If there are some remaining, it is still fine. Now that we have removed the peels, let's go ahead and blend it, just use sufficient water to get the blender going. You don't have to add a lot of water in this. Grind it into a fine paste. It should not be coarse. The finer it is, the better. Now pour this in a bigger container in which you're going to boil the milk. Try to use a vessel which is wider and has a heavy bottom. Now add in water. I'm using about 2 liters of water. We will get around 2 liters of milk out of this. Just fill up water in the same blender that I blended the soya, so it is just it's plain water. Go ahead and add it, and now let us boil the milk. You will see that this will froth a bit, not just a bit, it will froth a lot. So just keep on removing the froth from the top. I have removed the froth. While boiling the milk, use a spoon or a long ladle or anything to stir it. Make sure to stir it often, because if you don't stir, what will happen is the solid particles of the soya will go and get deposited at the bottom, and it can get burnt. That actually has a very not so nice taste and smell to the milk. So just make sure that you stir it often. Now you can see that the milk has started to boil. When it comes to this kind of boil, just bring your heat down and take out any froth that is formed on top, and we are ready. You can actually at this stage sense the very nice aroma. The smell of the soya milk is very prominent at this time. I will switch it off. After a few minutes we will filter this out, and I will show you how that looks. To filter the milk, I have a filter here. I'm just using a wide vessel. Place it on top, and then you can put a cotton cloth on top of it so that we can collect the pulp easily, and the cloth will not fall inside. You know, when you're pouring, it will not fall inside the vessel. That's the reason you place this kind of filter inside. So you just need to pour it. Let this stand for a while. After that, slowly you can see that the milk will flow into this. You can speeden the process by gently pressing it. So the milk is ready. Delicious soy milk is now ready to be served. It is best served sweetened. It can be served hot or cold. In our house, it's always hot. It's quite simple to make soy milk. We often think that few things that we buy from the shops cannot be made at home because it requires a lot of processing, but not really. Most of them can be made at home with just few very simple ingredients. Here all we've used is a cup of soybeans and some water. That is all. So do give it a try and also let me know how it turned out for you. Okay, see you in another video. Take care. Bye bye.